back. This is Andrew Cohen with the Legacy Hour on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We are here for my inaugural show with my friend and colleague, tax accountant extraordinaire, R.J. Kelly. And we're talking about what happens when mom moves in with you. What can you do beforehand? What can you do afterwards to give yourself, mom, your kids living home, the smoothest and most productive transition possible?
Yeah, I think what's important to understand of the financial situations that could be accomplished with a parent moving back in. You can show support. You can, in showing that support and qualifying for the 50% dependency test, then it also allows mom to be able to save more money. She doesn't have to spend every dime that she gets on Social Security to show support.
Right, and that just makes her more and more anxious with every dollar that goes out anyway.
It gives her more feeling of independence. She's got a little bit extra money in the bank. When she was on her own, she might not have had it. So now it's a win-win for everybody because you get the dependency write-off. You can throw a little bit of support that direction, and at the same time, mom can put some money in the bank and feel good about going to the movies.
Which is it's important. I mean, even if values on paper, everyone saw 5-10 years ago values of your home. It's not necessarily cash in the bank, but that whole concept of you feel it and you feel better, and if you're taken care of and you have good people looking out for you, it just really affects you so positively mentally. And that's just, I can't stress the importance of that.
When we first started talking about the concept and the name of this hour, it made me realize that I first started focusing on mom because of my age, somebody that's, 70, 80 years old. But
you look good for 85.
Moms end up in a position where, they could be 45, 50, 55 and have health issues and be divorced or have a deceased husband, and they can be really young too to move back in with the family.
It can happen.
So you have to look at all the aspects of it, not just think of a mom that's 85 years old and looking at the actuaries.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, life expectancy for women is a little bit longer than men, and maybe traditionally women are a little bit younger than a husband when they get married. And if something happens,
I've never figured that out. Have you?
Yeah, no, it takes all kinds. So you can have a long time without a spouse. You can get remarried, but anything can happen in life. We all know that. When you're young, you think you're invincible, and nothing's ever going to happen. And I know I counsel my clients every single day, answer questions, talk about the importance of getting a plan in place, talk about the importance of life insurance and doing it properly. And interestingly enough, when it came to me to do it for myself, and I have to put pen to paper and sign off on those documents, there's some sort of anxiety level. And, in my office, we understand that. And I fully relate to people doing that because it's just a natural, normal thing.
Yeah, and there are so many clients that come across my desk, new clients that own their house and own rental property and have absolutely no idea how to protect their future and the future of their kids with inheritance and things of that nature. And that's why my goal in looking at a client and protecting a client, giving them something, I turn around and I refer them to individuals like you that can establish a future for them while they're living, but also create something, a legacy, as you're referring to it, a legacy for the rest of the family when they pass on.
Sure.
And that's important.
It's really important, and it changes over time, but you get that basic structure in place. And, birth, death, marriage, kids getting older. Even when let's say your kids become 19 years old, they're an adult. They're off in college. Something happens to them, and you need to make some decisions with them, finance, healthcare, et cetera. They're not your little kid anymore, and you actually need proper paperwork in place then. Or you can, put yourself through the court system. And it's really a traumatic experience, and it's public, embarrassing, expensive.
Yeah, and I have a client right now that's out of state, and her husband just was given 6 months to live, and now she's trying to find out how protected are her assets in California.
Right.
And that's not my expertise, but that's your expertise.
Yeah.
And so, so that's what becomes important, because we represent clients in multiple states, but they moved from here, so they still have a lot of assets here. And how do you protect those assets when you're in another state and leave those on?
There's different ways to do it, but if you have it in your trust and the trust owns the assets, almost all of it can be controlled from one central point wherever that trust or the trustee is based. If you don't have it in there, you might have property in 3-4 different states. You might have accounts. You're going to have probate in California, which is borderline nightmare experience. And for each other state that you have real estate in, you have to have a different attorney and an ancillary probate procedure. Or we can plan it all ahead of time and, work with you if there's tax issues, tax implications involved, a lot of different things. So, RJ, we're getting to the end of our time here. I want to let folks know how they can get in touch with you, with RJ Kelly, and your firm is International
Tax Network.
Right.
I'm a stone's throw from the studio here. I'm right across the street. 251-6700. We're on the corner of Camp Lundy and Soledad.
All right.
Been in this location since 1999. As I said before, I've been in practice for many, many years and sold my practice in Encino back in the late 80s and kind of played around, but I think I like punishment, so I came back into taxation.
Yeah, you got to keep busy. Do it, help people and all that. Is there a website, or if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, they can go to, they can email us with any specific questions, at intl_tax@hotmail.com. And then we have International Tax Network, .com.
Okay.
Go to the website.
And the phone number one more time? 661
251-6700.
Terrific. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you being here, being my first guest on my show.
But I didn't hear your phone number. I didn't hear where you're located.
For me, if people want to get in touch with me, my office, we are at 661-621-3661. And you go to my website, which is andrewcohenlegal.com. Take a look around. Any questions, submit it. Give me a call. Always happy to talk to people, consultation, and really just see what's needed, what's important, and kind of figure things out and start to get a really good plan in place.
I think what's important is to get an attorney, get an accountant that cares about the client.
Exactly. It takes the time.
Not just looking at the dollar sign, but cares about the client. Can give them, the best advice. Of course, it's the old adage, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink.
Right.
So you can tell them what you feel is best for their situation, and they have to analyze it, rationalize it, and then move on from there.
Excellent. Well, thanks again, RJ. We really appreciate it. We'll be right back. This is Andrew Cohen with the Legacy Hour on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.